Hey, y'all. It's your boy Diggity Dean Dane Sampson, or whatever you feel like calling me today. You just know I'm trying to chill more in Daner's world. This is the interview podcast 513, and I am honored. Part of what I love about moving down to Florida is honestly, some of these interviews I couldn't get in the city while I was there, and I'm still able to connect no matter where you are in the world and help shed light on young and rising talents and the people that help support and keep and grow them there. So this is I'm sorry, Veezy. Hi, how you doing?
You trying to be funny with that.
I
Don't mind.
was not. I was
Don't
not. Well, we will
mind.
touch base. We will touch base. And this is her momager. Toya. How you ladies doing today?
Great. How are you?
I feel I'm good. I'm good. I didn't sleep well last night, but it's all right. We got a long day today. I think I have
Yeah,
six of these interviews today, so
yeah.
we're
I
gonna
slept
do it.
good
It
Yeah.
is good.
Sorry.
Honestly, like I don't mind. My new thing was what I used to say: if I reached out to you, it was free. If you reached out to me, I paid. So with this Discord now, I'm like, we can do Discord free whenever you want. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, if I gotta leave the house, you gotta pay me. But you just had some big news, Miss Weezy. You just had a big. You were just featured on the Flame mixtape. With Who
Ye-
Gonna Say Something?
Yes.
Standout track, by the way.
The thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that was that I didn't even do that song.
Oh,
I
hold on. Elaborate.
the song is on the mixtape,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But at the kickback that they
Hmm.
had, the event that they had for the mixtape, I ended up doing getting lit. I had just dropped the song and some stuff had came out with it, so I had to take it back off the internet. But I still like the song, so
It's a great song.
I was wanting to do the song. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it regardless of
Yeah.
what anybody's saying, you know.
And
So
then this opportunity came. See, look at God.
right, right, right,
Yeah.
right. So
So yeah, I think that track is a standout. I think the first track too by G Blanco is a standout. Those were my honestly. I'm not just because of the interview. Those were my two favorite tracks. A lot of
mhm,
variety there.
mhm.
Shout out to Lady A first of all for putting that
Right.
together. Getting you ladies on a billboard. How does that feel?
Amazing. I think this is my second
Second time?
time. Yes,
Oh,
second time
this
on
ain't
the Billboard.
nothing. This ain't
Eh,
nothing.
you know what I'm saying. List it off her.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
try to help you.
so I mean, with you being, this is gonna sound kind of crazy. So, like, I'd wanted to reach out, but and being Tia and Toya and stuff like this. But with you being such a young artist, I was like, is it appropriate for me at almost? I am 40 now to reach out to like someone young and be like, hey, you want to talk to me alone? You know what I mean? you
That's fine.
so but with that being said, I have personally been in what I would consider a professional in the business, or at least in the local Cincinnati scene, for about 5 years. You've been there every step of the way. Starting out as young Vay,
Mhm.
and even I mean, because how old are you now, may I ask?
18.
18. Uh oh.
Yeah.
Okay, watch out. You
What?
got to type.
What?
You got because now you got already got all the buzz. Now you're 18. You be like, well, mom, I'm 18.
Right. Yeah, that's what I be
That
doing
shoe
sometimes.
comes off. All right. That shoe comes off.
I do that.
No. So even then, you were keeping up with some of these heavy hitters. I mean, that was really when like New Blanco and Blasian was really blowing up, and you were right there with them. But I love the community sees someone special at such a young age, and they've really protected you. You know,
Mhm.
um, because especially with the type of music that you make and that you are
Mhm.
around. Like I used to have a studio right in Rail Shells. I remember. I saw that's. I think that's the last time I saw you was at one of his album listening parties, Toya. Um, those are not the greatest safest places. You know what I'm saying? So how did you navigate with such a heavy subject matter at a young age as Young Vay, and then evolve into now VZ? And tell me a little bit about that growth, because you was just young and buzz and keeping up with these adults, holding your own, outshining them a lot of times. To now you are
Mhm.
a young adult, and tell me a little bit about that journey.
Well, I would say that music was always something that I wanted to do, like at a young age, like younger than when I started. So, the age of who I was going against or what type of competition I was going against was never really a problem to me. I was
Mm-hmm.
always, really competitive. I still am. No, I'm not gonna say was. I still am. But
Healthy
um,
competition in this shit is good, especially in the hip
right,
hop. You should want to be the
right,
best. Just don't
right.
kill
You
them afterwards.
gotta stay ready.
Yeah.
But what? I started when I was young though. What was I? 13 when I started.
Really kind of like 9 when you hit the first mic with Vondell
Yeah,
Bachelor. He
yeah.
gave her first studio time. So, yeah.
Okay.
So young, but the age and then stuff like that never really mattered to me because I was never really, scared of that
Mm-hmm.
part. But they protected me. I never really had competition in the rap game because nobody really never wanted to smoke. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they love me. They
Yeah.
still do
Now
to
with
this day.
that, let's kind of piggyback on that. With when he, no one really ever wanted to smoke, right? But
Mhm,
I'm a competitive person too. Like even down
mhm,
here in Florida, like even back home, I step on some toes. I don't. They're just pinkies, toes. You know what I mean?
mhm,
So uh, because it's competitive. Sometimes you got to create your own competition. Again,
mhm,
especially in the hip hop realm, y'all should be
mhm,
going at each other. Do
mhm,
you ever have you, or do you ever see yourself, not necessarily in a malicious or malcontent way, but calling some names out? You know, calling a new Blanco out or calling a this out. Not so y'all have like real legitimate beef, but like I just went crazy on this. Go crazy.
yeah, yeah. Anybody,
Yeah, anybody can get it.
anybody can get it. Any
Okay.
gender can get it.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
music makes you seem like you can beat up boys, but you're so small, man.
I do be a boy though.
Leave him alone, man. You know the internet has done enough to these young men.
This sweater is hiding my muscles for real,
I
for real.
made them start wearing quarter zips and shit. So, speaking of that, I mean, do you have some projects coming up? What's your plan? Because I every time before I do an artist, I kind of see what and we have this on the new mixtape. But like, I haven't seen some new videos out in a while. Have you been taking a break so you could finish up school, or now that you are 18, are you have you graduated high school yet?
Yes, I have
Okay,
graduated.
let's give a shout out to the alma mater. Where'd you go?
Homeschool because they kicked
Shout
me
out
out of
to my
school.
mom again, because you was beating up boys.
I told you.
So
I told you.
what do you got coming up?
What do we have coming up? That's when she comes in because my memory is.
So, she has a lot coming up. She has the EP. We're hoping to drop that
You have a
before
title?
spring. We working on all of that. It's just
Okay.
so much going on because Nevaeh has so many songs. She writes so much. Girl almost write maybe every day, every other day. So she has so many
As you
songs.
should.
Yeah, and so many great songs, with so many different styles. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
she's never really kind of the same. She has so many different personalities, and she brings that out in all of her music. But so she has that. Um, we're going to do a release party. We want to invite everybody out to that. So,
Mhm,
it's just a lot of stuff in the works. She have a couple of music videos that she's going to be getting with some new videographers for that.
Nice.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot going on. We're trying to get her more podcasts, to kind of get some of the information out before we actually do a lot of these different things. Want to work with some different photographers,
Mm-hmm.
all type of stuff. In 2026, we're trying to go all the way up.
I feel it.
You
Me
know.
too. Me too. I'm going for broke. I mean, and if you ever need any, I mean, I know you guys are well connected in the city, but if you ever looking for anybody new, I still got some deep ties there. I can send
Yes.
your way. When
of
you're ready
course.
to travel, that
Mhm,
is part of my. I can't say it a pipe dream anymore, but like, cause I'm actually doing it. I've brought last year I brought, I think, on three separate occasions a total of a dozen artists from Cincinnati down here to Florida.
Mhm.
And that goal is to. I would love to bring some Florida artists up there, but we're still building that foundation. But whenever you're ready, I would love to have you guys come down here and show off your talent. And you could come down with some of your people, or we can make that a one-on-one thing where we just kind of follow VZ around in a new neighborhood. I would love to extend that offer if we could talk about that. Because
Definitely.
yeah,
For
you
sure.
yeah, you are extremely talented, and what I have found is like I love the city of Cincinnati. It is artistically the number one city in the country, and that's not just me saying that. There's receipts for that. But I make this analogy a lot that it is a great place for like diamonds to get polished, but the city of Cincinnati itself is only a population of 300,000. So if every single citizen of the city of Cincinnati buys your album, which would be amazing, you're still less than halfway to platinum, and you just have to think about that. So when you get to these bigger markets, it's not necessarily you're leaving your people. There's just more people to love you. You know what I mean? Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Are you gonna go to? Are you gonna further your education at all? College? No, it's okay if not. Everybody has different paths.
My brain, high school. I have to tell you because
Tell me.
high school drained me. You know,
So your mom drained you because you went to high school
No.
at home.
she drained me too until they kicked me out. But
So maybe.
they drained me. They drained me. I couldn't go back. I couldn't.
So here's the thing with Nevaeh. So when she say drain, she's talking about the amount of work that was put onto her, but she isn't talking about her education wise. Like the girl is a genius. So we found that out a long time ago that she's a genius. She has good grades or she had good grades or whatever. So that wasn't the problem.
Right.
Nevaeh just is she's an entertainer, so she drifts. Like you know what I'm saying? She like, I'm doing this man problem. Oh wait a minute, I got these verses I need to work on. Like that type stuff.
That's
So
math too. And honestly, with it being ADHD and Autism Awareness Month, I would say 90% of artists that, especially music artists or just or painting artists, whatever, suffer from ADHD. Our brain has a million tabs, and yes, we can operate them all at the same time. You know what I mean? So I can understand where that distraction. Like I can only imagine what your notebooks look like, because this is what mine look like. And I was just writing notes about.
oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, I was just writing notes about beats. So I don't know where the grapes and sunflowers came from, but it made me feel good at that time. um, let's do something a little bit fun, real quick. I play a game, and you may or may not have heard of it. It's called the Blind Top Five. Okay, so how that works is we're gonna go with female rappers. Okay, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you a name. You have to rank them 1 through 5. So say I say so and so, and you put them at 3. 3 is locked. You cannot use it again. You cannot move that vote, but you have no idea who's coming next. So
Mhm.
you might put somebody you think is great, and you only got 5 left.
Mhm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Mhm.
So we are going to start. This is blind top 5 for VZ's top female rappers, and we are going to start with Glorilla. 1 through 5.
4.
Okay. Okay. Um, Nicki Minaj.
1.
Okay. Dochi.
Hmm. 3.
Okay. Okay. I respect it. Um, Cardi B.
5.
Ooh, Cardi at 5. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Megan Thee
Sorry.
Stallion.
Gosh.
Obviously 2.
Just switch them.
You can't. You can't. So I'm gonna read your list off.
Oh.
Read your list off. At number 5, you have Cardi B.
Mhm.
At number 4, you have Glorilla.
Mhm.
At number 3, you have Dochi. Number
Mhm.
4, number 2, you have Megan Thee Stallion, and number 1, you have Nicki Minaj. Very great list. Great list. You
Mhm.
can't change it, but if you could, who would you?
Um, Glow and Cardi.
Okay, so not a bad. Your top three would remain the same. Your top three
Mhm.
remain the same. Now, these are five magnetic ladies. I do agree with you that Glorilla would be at the bottom, but I do love Glorilla. I don't know. Have you ever? Let's do a little pop culture. It's my favorite. Have you guys ever seen that picture where they try and clown her before she got her surgery and she looked like a full on gremlin?
Oh yeah.
And then I
Mm.
heard that that was like her sister at one point, but now they saying it's her. Like, what is the Illuminati doing to these bitches? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not her sister. That was her.
That's always her.
I don't have nothing to say.
That's always her.
now, with you being a younger person, I have to learn how to please these algorithm gods as well. It is very challenging. There doesn't seem there is a science to it, but there's not. So, I came across a video. You guys know Faye Wino? Do you know that name?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
you should. Young and official. He's been around for a little bit. Anyway, so like when I was still at Busy One Radio about 3 or 4 years ago, I came against an old clip, and I would challenge them to do a freestyle on my show. It was a little bit different than this format, and we did Gautier, Somebody You Used to Know, which is the song that Doechii redid, where she danced like Will Smith and basically won the Grammy off of. Now, do you? I don't necessarily think that she should have won Best Rap Album that year. I understand that she was like a media darling, but up until that point, before the a couple months before the Grammys, she did that. That ode to somebody you used to know, which is one of my all-time favorite songs. But she had only sold 13,000 albums at that point, and still had won the Grammys. Now, in that kind of scenario, I guess my thing is, do you think somebody that has such low sales but is making an impact right now should win over somebody that had a full year body of work? And do you utilize necessarily like this might be a little bit corny, this might be that, but your ability to do something trending, whether it's you doing your song or lip singing or doing the TikTok dance to get notoriety, is that something that you like to do or you feel you have to do to get your numbers up? Because I feel like that's the sauce.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like whatever they're doing right now is what we need to be doing. Like
Because
the
that's what the
the
people want.
TikToks, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the all of that. We need to be doing all of that.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
with the numbers that you were saying, I think that someone with lower numbers can win the Grammys.
Yeah, because it is voting.
Yeah, yeah, because if their music is better than the person with the higher numbers,
Hmm.
it just is what it is. It
Yeah,
just means that you have higher numbers. It doesn't mean they're
yeah,
better
because
because you
sometimes it is just a popularity contest.
right.
I do like that in the last few years, the Grammys themselves as a institution, they used to have a very small voting board, and then they opened that up, and I think there's a little over 13,000 now that vote on it. So I guess the people really did pick their champion. And speaking of, we have voting Grammy members right there in Cincinnati. If you ever want to seek them out, Jess Lamb is. If you don't know that name, you should know that name. She has a lot of sway, and she's very good friends with Siri Amani. Um, yeah, I would tap in if you could. She's a lady that is leading ladies, and it's really beautiful. Um, so now let's do some more fun stuff. First of all, are you guys good? I heard it's got like 7 inches there.
Oh yeah. We're good because we're in.
Yeah, I do
Not
not
going out
miss it. It's 70 degrees down here in
there.
Florida. It's fantastic.
Ah,
Don't rub it in our
right,
faces.
because that's our weather. We
Like,
never want to see snow.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna rub it in every chance that I get. You know what I mean?
wow. Fine.
It's a perk. I moved across the country. You can do it too. Um,
Yeah.
all right. So we have some videos that are coming up. So can you tell me some? Let's name. We had this list. We'll go back to this list. Why did you? And I feel like you would still, even if you were voting them without them being blind, that you still would have put Nikki at one. Can I assume that correctly? Tell
Yes.
me how what you think of Nikki's legacy and how her music has influenced you in the music that you make today.
Nikki is very animated.
Hmm.
She's always been very animated, very crazy. Yes, like she's crazy, and I love it. And I feel like that's what really helps me with my music. Like I like to be crazy in my music, or like, scream or say something crazy, or cause her
Throw a
what
little
she
Tourette's in every now and then, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
But I love Nikki though. She would be my number one
Yeah.
always.
And why not so much Cardi? I saw your face.
All of her music is starting to sound the same.
I agree.
I would
I agree. If she would stop getting pregnant, maybe it would
yeah,
change. I'm not
yeah.
saying she's rich and can have all them kids, but fuck, why? You know what I'm saying? You take her
Right.
to a Roar tour, and then that's her
Right.
excuse. Well, damn, man, get your tooth
Yeah.
tied, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Hmm.
She wants you to just tour the world.
She should.
She should. She
Yes.
absolutely should. That's okay. So, what kind of? Well, let's just touch on. Now, you like I said, you have been around some of the bigger names in Cincinnati, and this and that. Who are some of your male or female? Um, Shout out some artists that you love in the city right now that you love working with, or you wish you could work with, or have
Um,
will work with.
Male artist, I would say Splash.
I love Splash.
Yeah, he's crazy. But
Tell me a funny story when you get done about Splash, but go ahead.
Flash, let me see.
Frank Tapley.
Yeah, Tally.
Yes.
Yo, I spoke to Frank yesterday, man. He's a fucking fool, isn't he, bro? He's hilarious.
Yes.
He is, yeah.
Hmm.
The
But his music
great.
punches, man. I saw him the first time I heard his music was at series open mic that I was helping with at Galaxy this year. Frank is
Mhm,
dope. Frank's dope.
Hmm.
Frank's
Hmm.
dope.
mhm.
Um,
Hmm.
but you don't know if he's nice or because he's so big, he's smiling about to beat you up. It's really confusing. Uh,
I know,
yeah, he's
right?
very intense, but not serious,
Yeah.
but always serious. I'm like, you're making me nervous, man. You give me anxiety, Tally.
Yeah, like, okay.
All right. So, what about some of the ladies in the city?
um, I like Breezy, Breezy the activist.
Love Breezy.
Yeah, I like Blanco.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
Blanco.
who else? It's really hard with the females because
Their
you
competition. I get it.
You have New Blanco and you have G Blanco.
yeah,
So
New
I fucks with G
Blanco.
Blanco. I fucks with G Blanco. Yeah, I love New Blanco too. New Blanco rock steady with New Blanco for a minute. She was one of my first interviews. She's always so nice in person. I know that she'll turn it up. She introduced me to Key Sosa. Key Sosa is a character. She's like the quiet dude in the corner that you got to worry about.
yeah,
She just looking for a reason to up it on you. I'm like, bro,
she's
everything's
dope though.
yeah, she
Her
dope as
music is
hell.
dope. I love her music.
She's very dope. She did annoy me one time though. I did this interview with Raya Bella's studio with her and with Kisosa and New Blanco. It was a great interview, and we did these mic drop shots, and they were fantastic. And she wouldn't let me post them. I was like, and then I posted them, but she wouldn't like check clap. She's like, I didn't like the shirt I wore. I was like, you fucking wore it. What the fuck, dude? You know what I'm saying? You picked that shirt. But and then on Splash, again, this was like early in my career. I was with do you know Just Clay, Hit Labs?
Hmm.
Okay, so that's where YNO Studios was. So they were allowing me to work out of there and Splash. I didn't know him at the time. He had reached out to me. And was like, "Hey, can I get an interview? I want to do this, this, and this." And at the time, I said yes. But like in his mind, what he was trying to do was much more elaborate than the equipment that we had for the amount of money. So whatever, we set it up, and the camera batteries wouldn't work. So I had my little cut. So I'm like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
scrambling. And he's being cool, but he also came in with a blunt literally this big. And I was like, Splash, how the fuck am I supposed to function after this, bro? Like, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? I'm a normal human being. Like, so we smoked this, and then we're trying to film it. So I had my cousin. He had the iPhone's film, but he kept running out of storage. Every time we would get started, his phone shut down. And Splash is just looking at him, and my cousin is getting nervous. He's like, you know, because for whatever reason, Splash has a 30 clip hanging out, and I was like, I mean,
Yes.
We're in
every time.
Green Township, bro. This, I don't think that's necessary. They're driving golf carts out here. Like, but he is looking at my dude, and he's like, his face is like this to my cousin. And have you ever seen that that scene in Atlanta? You ever watched Atlanta, where the engineer system keeps crashing, and he tells dude, he was like, look, man, I promise you, I would never put my hands on you, but I ain't the only motherfucker that got hands. And I was like, I'm sorry, Splash. Anyway, Splash, I'm still sorry. If you ever want to come on the show so I can make that up to you, please, you're welcome anytime. Dude, I love the history. So, okay, so we have that. We have some artists. First, let's tell this. VZ, where can the people find you, your music? Um, yeah.
I'm on every platform, music platform, music wise.
Mm-hmm.
Under Veezy, it should be
Mm-hmm.
VEZY. My Instagram, because I'm normally on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
more than I am on Facebook, because Facebook, they got titties and ass is on Facebook. A whole bunch of titties and ass is on
Okay.
Facebook. And I don't want to see it all the time. I mean, that. It was.
So, what is your IG handle? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? But I get it.
Facebook. See, ADHD. But
Okay.
my Instagram is I am Big VZ.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Geezy, not with the E, but with the Y at the end. So
I got you.
yeah.
So, what made you make the stage name transition from Young Bay to VZ, and why particularly VZ?
Well, I feel like Young Vea wasn't really something that I had got to create. I needed help with that name because I wanted to rap. So I'm like, can
And
you
I
guys
hadn't
help?
until you
Right. I'm like,
started
can you
calling.
guys
I had been
name?
calling you Young Vay, so I get it. All right, my bad.
Yes.
Uh,
I just let you slide. I
yeah,
just
I
let you.
appreciate that. I appreciate it. Next time, correct me though. It's your name.
Yeah, yeah. Correct
Yeah.
with these. But anyways, yeah. I was like, that was something that someone else had created. And I'm like, I want to create my name now that I'm old enough to. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, but I don't change it too much to where people don't remember like, well, who are you? If this is her and this is you, then you stealing her stuff or what are you doing? But I just changed it to Veezy.
Yeah.
And I was
Well,
like,
is there any particular significance or meaning to VZ at all, or is it just like it felt cool?
I just wanted to change my name. I wasn't rocking with the young van anymore.
I
I felt like it was
understand. I understand.
childish
But what made you choose VZ is what I'm saying.
because it wasn't that far of a change
All
from
right, all
vape.
right, all right, all right, all right,
I'm like,
I want to say a little bit more on that
Mm-hmm.
with her change to me because so her favorite rapper is Lil Wayne, right?
Okay. Yeah, good
So you
choice.
got the
Obviously.
Weezy, you got the Veezy. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And with her lyrics, the way that she is,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of similar to him and Nicki.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's more so where her change came at because it was like, she was always watching stuff that he was doing, whether it was him or whether it was Nicki Minaj. And then she was just one day like, yeah, I'm gonna be VZ. I
Yeah,
said,
I
oh.
mean, if you ever want to do it, oh man, you should do some freestyles or remixes on some Weezy tracks or some
mm-hmm,
VZ tracks. You know what I mean? Throw their name in there. What
mm-hmm.
So when you're coming up, what are some? Everybody has some signature taglines or this and that. Or where they, their ad libs that they're famous for. What are some famous and favorite ad libs and taglines of Easy's?
It's easy, baby.
Nah.
Like it'll be that or that. But any other time, I'm just saying stupid stuff. So we funny
You're
all the
welcome.
time.
Yeah, we have a
All
great time here laughing.
the
So I'm gonna shift focus a little bit to momager Toya. So when obviously as her mother and manager, you know her better than anyone. Even when she said I started around 12, 13, you said actually you started around 9. That's when you had a mic in your hand. When did you see that, like, oh, it was Veezy had this undeniable talent and it needed to be fostered and this could be a realistic path to success? And how did you navigate that as a mother and a manager? Because I'm sure
So,
sometimes you got to be like, this ain't mom speaking, this is manager. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa.
right, absolutely. So, it really started when Nevaeh was like 4. I come from a dance background, a choreography background. I had, dance companies and things like that before COVID. But it really started there when she was 4. I noticed that she had this sort of stage presence that would kind of like overtake the room. You know what I'm saying? And when we put her on stage when she was 4 years old at Xavier University, through Blue Edge Dance Company, one of that I actually was choreographing there also as well. It was like all the little kids was messing up and Vea was just out there like tap one, tap two, like, taking over the room and the stage. Like, wait a minute, y'all messing up. Y'all don't know the choreography, but I do. So it was just then at that moment. And then like she would just do different things. Like I was always listening to Nicki Minaj when she was younger. I noticed that she started to pick up the words, fairly quickly as a young kid. And then, she had the Bratz dolls at the time. That was very popular. Well,
Oh, not a
Nicki kind
Barbie
of,
girl. You're a Bratz girl.
yeah,
Okay, I see it. All right,
yeah,
cool.
she was a Bratz girl, so she had all the Brats and stuff. But Nikki kind of mimicked that image.
Yeah,
You know
Black
what I'm
Barbie.
saying?
Black Barbie.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. So they kind of put them two together almost. And and I just started to see, a creation out of her, not just through her dance and choreography, because she also know how to choreograph and she also knows how to dance like Chris Brown, Sierra. And hopefully we can see some of that, represented into some of her music videos in 2026 where they can actually see how she actually dances and not just, the rapping part of that. But I don't know, it was always just something about her, and I kind of like shied away from most of the things because I did have a dance company. So I didn't want to kind of push my daughter out front all the way, all the time
You
because I
didn't
didn't
want to
want others
exploit
to
her.
speak on that. Huh?
You didn't want to exploit her.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I have everybody think like, oh, she just doing this just because it's her daughter and she runs the business, and things like that. So I kind of like was shy away from kind of like showing her up front when I know that she needed to be up there. Well, when the business kind of folded during COVID and we couldn't get back to that 70 something girls that we had at the time,
Damn.
it was like, yeah, I had a lot of girls because I taught all different styles of dance. But yeah,
Beautiful.
so yeah, so when Nevaeh was like, Mom, can I do this? Can I rap? Because she kept saying it at 9 years old. She was saying, Mom, can I rap? This when she first won Vondale. And then like during COVID, she was like, Mom, can I rap? I want to rap, I want to rap. So then I put her with Elliot Slaughter.
Hmm.
And so when I put her with him, and he was just like, listen, and that was off of Dante C. He actually made that whole thing go with Elliot Slaughter. But when I put her with him, he was like, listen, she's bigger than what you really know. And I work with all these famous people. And he was
Yeah.
like, you got to get her out of here. You
Hmm.
got to get her to somebody else that's going to give her that sound that she really needs. He was like, because I got the sound that she can get. He was like, but I never seen nobody go in the studio and do one takes at her age. And then she was like, what, 11 years old at that time.
Hmm.
But she just had this, it's just something about her. Even when she coming to the room right now, we was just at an event. She go into the room and the bed just like everybody kind of like gravitates to her. Like, it's just something about her. She has this aura or whatever, this
Yeah.
God gifted thing that she has that we all
Hmm.
have in our own certain way, right?
Hmm.
But she just has it, and then her personality is cool too. So
Yeah, you're a very pleasant young lady. And speaking of that aura, chosen ones when they go in a room will always be felt when they enter the room. Just make sure to protect your energy and not let them drain you.
mhm,
Because when you have a talent, people want so much access to it and they want it all the time. They can drain your passion for it and it becomes
absolutely.
no longer fun. And I think that is
Mhm,
one of the most important things with artistic. You can do it for yourself, you can do it as a hobby, but if you are going to go to take a certain lane and really try and do this and create and make it a successful career path, it can never stop being fun. It
mhm,
cannot. That is so important. And I think because I've come across a lot of people and they are successful and they have this and they look like they're miserable and don't enjoy a moment of it. And
right,
I'm like, what? You just did some dope ass shit with some dope ass people. Be happy. You know what I
right,
mean? And I think people forget that, like, at the end of the day, we all started as fans of music. We're all human beings having a human experience through a musical journey. Um, so don't ever let that light dim. But I don't think you will. I don't think your mom will let you. Uh, in days that you're having down, I think that's really beautiful. You know what I mean? To have. Speaking of that, if you're interested, I know you don't do IG a lot, but I am building this community between the two cities. Would it be okay if I include you? And your mom can be there so she can monitor if she wants. I know you're grown now, but I created an IG group chat. It's called the Floor Natty Chamber of Music Secrets.
Nice.
Yeah, I was trying to, the Harry Potter demographic, whatever. But I would like to invite that to you. It's a lot of artists. There's artists from all over the country. We share music. We share. Sometimes they're like, hey, I got something on an open verse. Just put it out there. Would that be okay if I include that in you in that group?
Of course,
All right. Well,
yes.
all right. Well, I will do it and introduce yourself. I would love to send you a beat pack because I produce a little music too.
Mhm.
Not saying they don't feel obligated. If you fucking with something, cool. But that is something I think that's in my personal journey. That was the hardest thing to learn. I started out at the Ohio Media School. On their Cincinnati Underground Radio, and then I went to Busy One. And then I was really good at curating because I also have ADD, so it's really just planning for the live events. But I wanted once I got around people in the studio and I saw that creation process, I wanted to learn how to do that. And thankfully, I was fortunate enough to be allowed in rooms where I really got to learn that. And I released a couple singles. You guys, I know you guys know Slick Bezel. Do you guys know Slick Bezel? No.
Mm-mm.
You
Mm-mm.
should. I'm gonna send you some of his beats today. He's fantastic.
Mhm.
One of my close friends, but I released from him. I have a song coming out with Siri Amani, but that's really what I want to do. But I brought that up to brought up. I really want to make. I got to do something cool. There's an artist named John Carlos in the city. I think he's like 23 or 24. One of the more talented. One someone I invest my time in. And he came to one of my open mics. And as soon as I heard him, I was like, "Man, we got to get you on an Anthony Hamilton sample." You guys, Anthony Hamilton? Okay, so he did
Mhm.
coming from where I'm from. It did great, and we had this open verse. So when I got down here to Florida, there's an artist named Christopher Cash, and I was like, "Hey, Chris, I think you would complement this very well." And so we hopped on this track, and I was able to have these two artists from different cities that had never met make music together before they ever met, and I really thought that was a beautiful moment.
Mhm.
I would love to do that kind of stuff with you because I mean, you have a lot of artists. They reach out to do this. They leave the cities to go on the bigger platforms, but they're not collaborating with these other artists. I think that's just as important. You know what I mean? What do you, so what do you? But with that danger, have you ever had somebody where you invited them on a verse and they maybe got the better of you? I know that's probably rare. You know what I mean? And you're like, and it should be released because they did go so hard, but you're like, man, I don't want them to outshine me. So a little bit of the hater in you is like, no, no, fuck that. Have you ever came across a scenario like that? And if it does happen, what do you do? Just redo your verse till you're better? I'm picking your brain as an artist right
I'm about to pick your brain.
now. Okay, go
You
ahead.
to take a flight
Huh?
and pick your brain. I already told you I'd be that. Did I tell you that?
I'm not trying to be insulting. I just asked a made up scenario.
I'm
First
not-
of all,
Okay, okay, okay. Hang on this tree. But no, that's never happened. I've did a lot of songs with a lot of people who still haven't dropped the song.
because you did it better.
Because yeah, because their verse probably doesn't sound right to them.
Hmm.
So it was never me.
Yeah.
It was always someone else.
It's always them. I'm a
Yeah.
princess. So let me ask this, and that is frustrating in itself too, especially when you're trying to collab. And I can relate to it. I spent thousands of dollars just for people to go freestyle in the booth for shit that's never gonna come out. So how do you handle? And it's just the nature of the beast that you go in, you do a project, it's fire, and they just never release it. How do you like that? Pisses me off. First of all, I'm like, well, what the fuck did we do this for? You know what I'm saying? I understand it's good practice, But
Mhm.
I don't want to spend all this money and not do nothing with it. Let's have some kind of end resolution. What do you do in that situation? We're like, hey, when you gonna release the track? Hey, when you gonna release the track? Are you gonna release the track?
Yeah. Well, if it's me spending the money, if it's my song, then
Hmm. No, 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 no. I'm asking in the case like somebody say paid you for a feature or something, or
pay me
yeah, paid
here,
you for a feature, invited you on their song, you outshone them, and they're like,
and they didn't drop
and they
it.
just don't drop it, or projects where they've
Well,
had you
then
on.
they didn't drop it, but they dropped that money in my pockets.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Stranger.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, because you can't. I think you should take everything personally when it comes to your art, but you can't take it personally when it comes to other people.
Mhm,
But
Mhm.
that is hard. You know what I
mhm.
mean? That is hard to do. So what are some of your goals? Let's say let's paint this picture. So I know we've said we got the new videos, we got new music, we have some live events planned for next year. Um, how does Veezy? We have a little over 2 weeks left in this year. What do you want? What is the ending message for 2025, and what does an ideal 2026 look like for VZ?
The ending message for 2025 is just stay focused
Okay.
and keep going. But the message for 2026 is to take more flights and do bigger things, bigger shows, bigger names, work with bigger people.
Mm-hmm.
Everything needs to be big in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
That by the end of 2026, I should be moving everyone out of this house.
Hey, that's a go.
Amen.
Hey, that's a go. Mama ain't gonna argue with you on that. Mama is not gonna argue with you on that. Okay. So, Miss Toya, you grew up. You said you were a dancer. You were a dance instructor. That has to play into rhythm. And you've made this transition to music.
Yeah,
Um,
I was a rapper and singer also.
do what?
I was a rapper and a singer
Rapper and
also.
a singer. So you had that knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So you've been able to navigate your daughter's career so far with a plan, with some professionalism. Um, Talking to the masses right now, because that's the point to build your fan base so they can get to know you and this and that. If you could give some advice to a manager role or a promoter role, to someone that maybe is getting started or people you see that they trust, what's some advice that you could give to someone in that role? Because I don't think that gets shed on a lot when you're managing personalities and their art and their careers.
Yeah. I would just have to say, be ready. There's going to be times when you got to do a lot of sacrificing, even when you don't want to. There's going to be times that you're not going to get the sleep that you feel like you need. Stay prayed up. Let me say that first. That's the first thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stay prayed up for one. Just never give up and stay motivated. Have a drive for yourself. Write down a list of goals that you want to accomplish. Either if it's for yourself or for your artist or whatever. Because your artist, if you're working with somebody else, your artist is counting on you, right? They're looking at you. So always put that business face on and just be ready to go and be able to work hard, but you got to have a great work ethic first, right? In order for any of these things to be successful with what you're doing. So just be ready and just have a plan and just keep going. It's been plenty of times where it has been hard for me as a single parent for Nevaeh, even though she is my only child. It still has been hard because it's like, okay, I got these bills. I'm a single parent, and then I got my daughter's career,
Yeah, because this
and
shit's
I
not
don't
cheap.
want to give up. Yeah. I don't want to give up on my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't ever want her to say, my mom didn't try. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that battle within itself is just like, whether the outcome is, you know, she's all the way up or she is wherever she's at that moment. I just want her to know that, I love her and I never give up on my child, regardless of if she plan on doing this for the rest of her life or she chooses to do something else. I will always be that cheerleader. So if you're managing someone, be that cheerleader for that person.
Yeah, yeah. But and then I love that answer. I think also too of like if say you were managing someone that is not your daughter, I feel like realistic expectations made and placed, boundaries are important. Just
Absolutely.
because you have a manager doesn't mean that I'm paying for all of your shit. You
That's
got if you
absolutely true.
because I remember I had one artist, and she asked me to manage her, and we had some terms, and some of my terms that I put in there were weren't even for me. I'm like, learn one new song a week, which would be like writing one song a week for you. Do a cover because I honestly that I feel like, and here's a little trick if you haven't thought of it. Covers have become such a huge thing, and remixes, and it's become its own genre. If you want to get some algorithm buzz with the gods, do a cover, do a remix, so where people will hear that and they recognize that immediately, and they're like, "Oh shit, who the fuck is that?" And then they naturally, if you do it justice, want to follow up with your personal art. Um, but I think that's great. We are. I've had a really good time. This is Toya. This is Veezy out of Cincinnati. They will be all over the place. All right. I want you to look in the camera, Veezy. Because we're gonna say bye, and I want you to talk. You got 30 seconds to talk your shit. Say whatever.
Wait, he just put. He didn't even give me a.
Always be ready, girl. Always be ready. You need.
You always be ready.
I am ready.
Mm,
Uh,
get ready. Press the
no,
button.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, look at the camera. Address your fans. Address your potential fans. It's your floor, girl.
Now?
Make Yeah, talk your shit.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say one, two, three, go.
You want me to go?
But
All right, three, two, one.
yeah, what's up? What's up? It's VZ. I had an amazing time on this interview. Um, what else did you want me to say?
Okay, look,
I
we're
mean, I mean, you
look.
didn't
When
you
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 come
didn't
on and
tell me
crack, look. When
you
you
didn't
come on,
tell me this
all right.
today that you
I'm gonna,
said that
I'm
you
gonna, I'm
wanted
gonna,
to
I'm gonna
use.
preface it. I'm gonna preface a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? You're a rapper, right? Nicki Minaj is your favorite, right? You addressing the people. People in Florida are definitely gonna see this. They don't know who you are, so give me that. This big Veezy. This is blah blah. This is my music. Whatever you want to do, or you want to be sweet and subtle. Whatever you want to do, it's your time. How would
Okay.
you start your show when you first get on that crowd? You always talk to them a little bit.
I don't talk to nobody. The music go boom boom boom. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. What's that? Ain't that the I mean or somebody. The theaters.
You know what? I think we got it. I got it. I appreciate you ladies so much. I really had a great time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Um, this is the interview podcast. We are available on all major streaming platforms. This will be a future episode coming out. The video aspect will be available on YouTube. We did just this week get our audio version of the podcast streaming on all major platforms. I'm very excited about that. Thank you. So look forward to that, ladies. Thank you, and that's a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't go nowhere.